The world had changed. War covered the continent. Villages burned, kings fell, armies marched, and monsters grew bold in the shadows. But for one man, war was nothing new. His name was Geralt of Rivia, a witcher, a monster hunter forged through mutation, steel and suffering, a man with two swords, one for men, and one for the creatures that haunted the night. White hair, cat-like eyes, a voice roughened by war and wandering. Geralt had survived plagues, curses, armies, and magic, but this time, something far more dangerous hunted him. The Wild Hunt, an ancient spectral force, a legion of death riding frozen winds, bringing terror wherever they appeared. And they wanted one thing, someone Geralt loved more than his own life, Ciri, the child of the Elder Blood, his destiny. But our story begins in a dream. Geralt stood in the courtyard of an old stone fortress, Kaer Morhen, the ancient keep of the Wolf School. For a moment, everything felt peaceful. Warm morning light, birds circling the battlements, snow melting on the stone. Inside, a young girl laughed, practicing sword swings under Vesemir's watchful eyes. Ciri, her hair braided, her green eyes sharp, sword clutched in small hands. Geralt watched her with a rare smile. She moved with energy, wildness, and spark. She slipped between training dummies, dodged attacks, and shouted, "Geralt, watch this." Then the sky broke, the ground cracked, shadows twisted, screams tore through the air. The Wild Hunt descended, wraith knights in frozen armor. Their leader, Eredin, reached for the child. Ciri screamed. Geralt ran. And then he awoke. Geralt opened his eyes. In a dim room lit by candles and morning haze, there she was, sitting at a table, quiet, sharp, decisive. Yennefer of Vengerberg, raven hair, violet eyes, a scent of lilac and gooseberries, the love of his life, and the source of his greatest turmoil. But this was only a dream. The bed beside him was cold, the sheets untouched. Yennefer was not there. Instead, a raven landed on the window, a message tied to its leg. Geralt and his old mentor Vesemir read the words. Yennefer was alive and fleeing from the Wild Hunt. It was time to move. Geralt and Vesemir rode through the war-torn plains of Temeria. Fields burned, bodies lay in ditches, villages ruined by armies or monsters. It was hard to tell which. They followed Yennefer's trail, asking farmers, merchants, guards, all giving the same answer. She passed by in a hurry, looked scared. The sky froze over when she rode. Geralt pressed on. Witchers rarely showed fear, but this trail was filled with dread that on the road, the Witchers encountered their first threat, a griffin, half eagle, half lion. All rage, it swooped down, tore a man from his horse, and flew off before they could react. Geralt cursed under his breath. Griffins were rare, but war had driven them out of their mountains. Villages needed help, and Witchers worked for coin. They rode to White Orchard, a quiet village trembling under Nilfgaardian control. Black-armored soldiers, suspicious villagers, tension thick in the air. But the griffin was only the beginning. Geralt entered the tavern. Conversation died instantly. Witcher, someone whispered. Mutant. Nilfgaardian soldiers eyed him. Villagers stared. Superstition filled the room like smoke. A woman approached with careful steps. Elsa, the innkeeper. Kind eyes, tired voice. "You're looking for a woman with raven hair?" she asked quietly. "Violet eyes?" Geralt leaned in. "Yes." Elsa swallowed. "She was here. Not long ago." Geralt's heart tightened. Yennefer was close. But trouble arrived even faster. 3 local thugs approached Geralt, mocking him, provoking him. They made a mistake. Within seconds, tables shattered, men groaned on the floor. Geralt's fists moved like thunder. Vesemir chuckled from the corner. Some things never change. A Nilfgaardian officer, black armor polished, stepped forward. "You're looking for Yennefer?" he asked. Geralt nodded. I know where she is, but I need your help. He pointed toward the sky. The griffin has been slaughtering our men. Kill it, and I will give you the information you seek. Geralt agreed, not for the coin, but for Yennefer. Geralt and Vesemir investigated the griffin's nest. Destroyed, egg smashed, blood splattered. Geralt knelt and examined the marks. It's not attacking randomly, he murmured. It's revenge. Vesemir nodded grimly. Someone killed its mate. They set traps, prepared potions, sharpened blades. Geralt coated his silver sword with grape-shot-resistant oils. Drank Thunderbolt. His veins pulsed with witcher toxins. Vesemir whispered, You ready? Geralt replied, I've killed monsters for less. The griffin descended with a piercing screech. Wings like thunder, claws like knives, eyes burning with rage. Geralt rolled aside, striking at its wings. The creature attacked again. Vesemir distracted it. Geralt slashed deep into its chest. The battle raged across fields. Villagers screaming. Nilfgaardian soldiers diving for cover. Geralt leaped, driving his blade forward. The griffin fell. White orchard breed again. Geralt wiped his blade clean. Let's go, he said. Yennefer's close. The Nilfgaardian officer kept his word. Yennefer was spotted near Vesemir, he said, and she is being hunted. Geralt mounted his horse, Roach. Vesemir climbed onto his. Snow began to fall. Vesemir looked at Geralt. Think the Wild Hunt wants her? Geralt answered softly. They want Ciri. A long pause. And Yennefer knows where she is. They rode on, toward a rising storm, toward fate, toward the beginning of the greatest hunt the continent had ever seen. Geralt whispered to himself, I'm coming, Yen. And when I find you, we'll find Ciri. In the distance, a portal opened, violet sparks flying like lightning. A raven flew out. Yennefer's raven. Geralt spurred Roach forward. The hunt had begun.